Hey everyone. So today's video, not really one that I had planned on doing. Bit of a sad one, but I think that as pet owners and lovers, definitely something that we should talk about and explore, and that is grief when we lose one of our pets. So this little guy here, Josper, just keeping a close eye on him because he actually lost his brother this morning. He seems okay, but I just want to keep a nice close eye on him and just make sure that he's eating, which you can see he's still enjoying his treats. But yeah, with rabbits, like humans, they do also go through a mourning process, obviously different to ours, and certainly less sort of feeling orientated than we would, because to them it's not really a relationship that they lost, but more of just, I guess, sort of security, and that sort of stable hierarchy. But I'm sure there's some sort of element of love in there somewhere. We know that animals are capable of complex emotions too. But yeah, I thought I'd just kind of take this time just to talk through some sort of, I guess, misconceptions and sort of ideas or thoughts around the sort of subject matter. Yeah, things that I think need to be thought about, and hopefully things also that might help some people. So yeah, I guess first thing that comes to mind, something that I've actually heard or seen people sort of write on groups, and sometimes these are sort of animal groups where obviously you really wouldn't expect things like this, and that is people that say things like, you know, why are you so upset? It's just an animal. Or, you know, why are you so upset about a pet? There's people that, you know, have family members or children that have just died. Like, you shouldn't be that sad. I think the problem is that sometimes people think that having sort of grief or feelings over something that, you know, socially would be considered lesser, or take that away, you know, from other things. You know, just by you being sad about a pet rabbit or a hamster, you have that level of grief that you will have, and that doesn't necessarily knock out anyone else's. It doesn't mean that anyone else's grief over another animal or a human being is therefore less irrelevant or less important. You know, it's not a competition, and also, I guess, you know, so many sort of younger people nowadays, they don't have children, they have pets, you know, for a whole host of reasons. So I think that is one sort of toxic thought that is really going to have to go, because if people are having pets as their sort of children, then, you know, that's the only level of pain that they're going to know. They won't be able to compare it to anything else. You know, and to them that feeling is real, that feeling hurts. And it's just as valid. I think it's really important, you know, that we don't compare it, and we just allow people to feel that level of grief that they do, because everyone has grown up differently, everyone has seen different things and experienced different levels of, you know, hurt or leaving and things like that. So it's going to come across differently. you know, that level is going to be different for everyone. Another thing that I see quite often, and sometimes, you know, I had a conversation about this earlier with my partner, is that even on sort of rescue pages, you get some people that will post things like, oh, like, I love insert animal, it's so cute, I wish I could have it, but, you know, I've just lost this animal, or I had one before and they died, and it was really horrible and I never want to do it again. I mean, rule number one of life, everything dies. Yeah, you can't get away from that. And I think as well, you know, that's kind of really focusing in just on our sort of human emotions. You know, saying that we won't do it again because it's too hard for us. Like, you know, you wouldn't say like, oh, I'm never gonna see my family again because one of them might die and it's too painful. Like, it's not just about us. You know, you have a pet and it's about just giving them the best life possible, however short that may be. That's not up to us, and we just have to make sure that they're happy. And as well, I mean, all my rabbits and all my animals are rescues, so as hard as it is, you know, and I have a lot of rabbits and rodents, and the rodents especially, you know, they don't live long, they really don't, and it never gets easier. And also, obviously, as social animals, it means I've got quite a few. So, you know, to an outside world or someone who doesn't have sort of rodents, you know, they might think it's a bit of a turntable and there's a whole host of things dying. But that's just kind of the reality of it. And yeah, it doesn't get easier. It never gets easier. Sometimes it gets harder. But, you know, the fact is that I took them out of whatever situation they came from and I gave them a good home and they knew love. Which to me, you know, that's all that matters. I wouldn't say now, oh, I'm never going to get another rabbit, because it hurts. If anything, it makes me even more sort of inclined to get some more. Don't tell my partner that. But yeah, because I just go, well, let's just help another one, and just give it as good as it can get until it goes. That's all anyone can do. Yeah, and I guess the last one, which kind of slightly ties into that, is when people say, you know, they'd feel bad getting another one, or that it's, I guess, too early to get another animal. You know, your pet, I mean, it wouldn't be looking down going, oh my god, you're replacing me already, how could you? Again, if anything, it would be going, please, like, help another animal, you know, go straight to the rescue centre and get another little furry thing to fill that hole. And I guess as well with things like, you know, social animals, rodents, rabbits, you know, you also need to bear in mind that depending on how many more you've got left, you may have to just go out and get another one. I mean, I'm quite lucky, obviously, that I've got quite a few rabbits. I have previously tried to bond Jasper and Olive with another pair of mine, Hazel and Aspen. Olive was a little bit of a grumpy boy and he didn't like it too much, but Jasper really loved it. I think he enjoyed the bigger group, which is what my sort of plans are anyway. So I'm hoping that I'll try them together pretty soon. I want to give him a bit of time, obviously, like I said, just to mourn, to kind of get used to it, and just to know that, you know, Olive isn't coming back. But also, unfortunately, it's kind of probably the worst time of the year to have to bond rabbits, spring fever and all that. So yeah, it could be a bit trickier, but you know, we'll try and just do what's best for everyone. But yeah, I guess the main things really to add to that is just take your time, allow yourself to be sad. You know, we're human, and they're special, and we wouldn't do it if they weren't. I would show you Jasper, but he's hiding in the corner now because his snacks are run out. But yeah, anyway, thank you for listening. If you've got any comments or any other sort of tips, I guess, that you could give to other people, then just write them below, and just share the love, really. Have a great day, everyone, and just make sure you give all your pets a nice big hug. Bye bye.